don't be afraid to be quote unquote an annoying client. Like especially this initial kickoff phase is so critical. Like every little single thing that like seems off, like this word, like we don't call it that, we call it that. Like, hey, could we add this field? So it's like these are all things that are going to make a huge difference to make sure that the team actually goes onto this. So again, don't be afraid to be an annoying client. The more feedback you give us, the better. If you're going to need quick 10-minute, 15-minute calls on a daily basis to move things forward, we're open, we're here. So that's on us. Everything's completed on the question assignment, ready for rollout. It's going to get deployed. I just want to show you the updated logic and the grouping of the changes you requested last time and the workflow of adding school exams into the system. So that's kind of a thing we need to go through. So how does it operationally currently look on Zoom? Like everyone joins Zoom, what does the teacher do? Like walk me through the flow of the teacher. This is a very kind of e-learning educational space specific system we built. But it was a really important one because they're currently extremely constrained on the teacher side, right? The teachers are taking up a lot of time to figure out, all right, how do we make a custom learning plan for all of our students? And this way, we kind of take that thinking from the teacher's head and put it in an algorithm that can substitute that and do an even better job, that remembers all the right answers, all the wrong answers, and then based off of that recommends the next one. So we're really trying to delegate as much thinking from their teachers and put that into a system so it rolls out faster. And this was currently their biggest constraints in terms of their growth. They're growing very rapidly. They have great marketing, great sales, but their supply side, right? They just weren't able to hire enough and train enough teachers to be able to assign all these questions to students. So that's why we try to resolve. I think the QR will likely be the best way because this will allow us to skip logins and passwords and are you logged into the thing and not. It's like you're literally typing out the thing, all right, I'm ready, scan the QR, take a picture, press upload, you're done, and scan another one. We just wrapped up a call with a client of ours in the e-learning space, and call went great. We were demoing basically the feature we built out in the last sprint, which is an automated question assignment. So they run a pretty large e-learning company where they have a bunch of students and their teachers are kind of overwhelmed on the ability to assign students the proper questions based on their previous mistakes. So what we built them is a feature to basically auto assign those questions based on an algorithm and a logic that we try to pull that out of their teacher's head. And we kind of demo them that workflow, which is now being deployed and going into testing on the user side. And then we also started speccing out basically the next sprint worth of work, where we're going to be doing some client facing, or in their case, student facing stuff like a portal where through the students will be able to basically attach results to their questions. And we're kind of building out an entire infrastructure so the students and teachers don't have to interact through WhatsApp and instead kind of have an entire app that they do all this interaction from. So we're about to go head into a call with one of our clients. They're a pretty large marketing agency in the SEO space, and we just finished up an internal MVP of the system for them. So now they're ready to start transitioning over their team members from their old project management tool into our system. And basically the point of this call today that we're going to be having is what we call a plan for a qualitative sprint. So after we finish up the MVP of the system, we always do what's called a qualitative sprint. And that's usually just a sprint reserved for additional tweaks and additions that people only come up with once they actually see the end result. So we always kind of keep that in mind. We always know that's going to happen. So we kind of bake it into the process. So usually it's stuff like small cosmetic tweaks, kind of renaming of stuff, and then adding on smaller notifications and features and automations on top of the system to make it that more useful for the team. And once they start rolling it. Right now, we've gone through like the boring, quote unquote, boring kind of foundation work that no one will appreciate except the four of us on this call, like getting the data set right. So there's two elements. There's like psychologically, there's two things that are going to be happening now. Is like number one, we're going to get this team to start transferring over. So they're going to have a bunch of feedback that is absolutely gold that we need to collect. So as we start to get the team to transition over, the first pod or the first team, whatever, they're going to start giving us like small cosmetic functional, like, hey, this doesn't make sense when I go into this screen, like you need to make 4 extra clicks to kind of access this thing, and like, hey, it would be cool if this is sorted like this instead of like that. So that absolute feedback we're going to get in the next 2-3 weeks as you're going to be rolling this out to the team. Like and this is my request to you, is to not be shy on that feedback and just blast us with everything that people come up. So yeah, this client was previously on ClickUp, and ClickUp notoriously can get pretty slow and bloated once companies get to a certain size of projects and team members, and that was exactly what they're facing. We saw this story many times before, not only on ClickUp but other project management tools, and they were really at the point where they were big enough where a custom system built for them made a lot of sense. So really, they haven't made a lot of mistakes. They just kind of grew into the size of needing a custom tool built out just for them that can then comfortably be automated on top of. So that was their story. One simple question that I like to always ask our clients' team members is, are you liking the system? Is this good? Are you spending more time figuring out what is it that you need to work on, getting information, or are you spending more time working on the actual system? And if your team and yourself are overwhelmingly like, this sucks, this is absolutely wrong, like there has to be a better way to do this, then you're likely at the point where it kind of makes sense to do something a bit different. Maybe it's not a custom system, but definitely something that warrants a change. We're going to remove over 50%. So in the last, whatever, from August 1st, 114. So that's 326 and 1,700, almost like 1,700 tickets in the last, whatever, 30 days or so. Are just going to get removed.
That's obnoxious.
I think this is like single-handedly going to be like the most business impact you can fit within a sprint is going to be this next sprint for AgriVital.
Cutting out half a department's work, like direct.
Half of their company's work, because their entire company is just support. Overall, very happy with the progress we're making. We're wrapping up a couple of big projects. We have like the final, or like the next sprint wrapping up, but like sort of the main project is done, is going on retainer as of Monday, which is also great. Good job, Vagar, on the internal portal. We're now going to be starting the client portal coming soon, so that will be wrapping up as well. So I'm really happy with the projects we're sort of completing, and then now is a new batch of projects. So Philip just started on yesterday in terms of getting up to speed, and was right in the pipeline. So really solid. And then we had a great sales call yesterday, me and Ryan. We have one company that is likely going to reserve a spot for January. Cool. That's it for the call. Everyone have a great rest of the week. If anything pops up, let us know. And let's keep going at it. Awesome, guys. Take care.
You guys.
Yeah. All right.